الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. If they have any kids, please, again, we have babysitting for kids downstairs. So between 3 and 10, if they're kids, please send them downstairs. There's plenty of space for the children downstairs, and we have babysitters. So please feel free to send them. Inshallah, we'll start with Isha, and then we'll go with the fundraising pretty quickly.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استووا استقيموا استووا. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا إما يبلغن عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تقل لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما واخفض لهما جناح الذل من الرحمة وقل رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا ربكم أعلم بما في نفوسكم إن تكونوا صالحين فإنه كان للأوابين غفورا. وآت ذا القربى حقه والمسكين وابن السبيل ولا تبذر تبذيرا إن المبذرين كانوا إخوان الشياطين وكان الشيطان لربه كفورا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تلهكم أموالكم ولا أولادكم عن ذكر الله ومن يفعل ذلك فأولئك هم الخاسرون. وأنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت فيقول رب لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب فأصدق وأكن من الصالحين ولن يؤخر الله نفسا إذا جاء أجلها والله خبير بما تعملون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum. We have, before we begin the program, we have a shahada here, so I think Sheikh Muhammad Sulaiman is going to complete that soon, and then we'll start the program, so just bear with us, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, we have a sister who's going to take shahada before they start the program. We're just going to give the shahada to the sister, inshallah. The sister is available in the back, and she's going to repeat to the sisters near her, inshallah. And alhamdulillah, this is a very blessed thing for her to take shahada on the closing nights of Ramadan. Whether this is the last night or tomorrow is the last night, it's a big blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided her before the end of the month. So inshallah, we need to all be quiet, inshallah, so we can hear everything that's being said, and so the sister can hear what I'm saying, and then she can repeat to the sisters near her, inshallah. So the sister that's accepting Islam, alhamdulillah, she is accepting the fact that you believe first in your heart that no one or nothing has the right to be worshipped except Allah. So, sister, you believe this in your heart, and Allah guided you to this, and it's in your heart now that you know and you believe that nothing has the right to be worshipped except Allah, and you also accept and believe that Muhammad is his final prophet and messenger, whom he sent to teach us and show us the right way to live. And we as Muslims, we accept all of the prophets from Muhammad to Jesus, to Moses, Musa, to Abraham, Ibrahim, to Noah, to Adam. All of these prophets we accept as being sent from Allah to teach mankind. And the last one was the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whom we follow in his lifestyle and his teachings. So in order to enter Islam, sister, you just have to repeat the testimony of faith, and inshallah I'll say it first in Arabic, and you can repeat to the sisters near you, and then I'll say it in English, and you can repeat to the sisters near you. So in Arabic, the testimony of faith is Ashhadu. Inshallah, we need everyone to just be quiet for a minute. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Inshallah, one more time in Arabic. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Now in English, I bear witness that nothing has the right to be worshipped except Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad is his final messenger, prophet, and servant. So, sister, with this testimony, you have become a Muslim, you believed it in your heart, you've recited it with your tongue, and the actions we do, the prayer, the fasting, everything we do, it shows this iman, this faith in our heart. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teach you his religion. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep guiding you and showing you the light of Islam. And inshallah, you are our sister now, and it's our duty to take care of you, to teach you, to show you, to be your friend, and to be there for when you need any help. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all, inshallah, and bless the sister, and give us all beneficial knowledge that we can act upon. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. So the program, the way we're going to do it tonight, inshallah, we have some recognition awards for the community members that have served for the community. We're just going to give out a few awards, and right after that, there's going to be fundraising. We have Sheikh Suleiman Hani here, so inshallah he's going to do that. Again, it's going to be short. And after that, Khatm al-Quran, we have dessert and sweets for everybody, so please stick around. Request to the brothers over there on this side that are sitting, if you could just move over towards my left up here, please. If you could just move over to the left up here on this side, I'd appreciate it. Somebody gave me a note here that says there's a Honda CRV outside in the parking lot. The lights are on. The plate on that is 6AU, A as in apple, U as in umbrella, PH9. P as in Patrick, Harry 9. So it's 6AU, PH9. It's a Honda CRV. If you have that truck, please switch off the lights, otherwise you're going to run down on the battery. Or you're going to need a jump, somebody. Yeah. We'll charge a $100 fee for jumps. Starting with the awards again this Ramadan, first of all we'd like to thank our Hufaz who participated every day, led the Qiyam, led the Taraweeh, led the Salat, and also led Fajr prayer as well. Okay. So the two Hufaz that led the Salah here, they alternated. One of them was Bakr, and the other was Brother Osama. So if they're both here, please come up here. Bakr, Brother Osama, if you're here. Where did they go? I saw them. I know. Bakr, I think he ran away. Bakr, where are you? I saw him too. I know he led Isha, so I know he's here. All right. Huh? Oh, his dad is here. No, come on. Yeah. Bakr, come on. Why are you hiding? Allahu Akbar. Takbir. So Bakr is one of the few kids that memorized the Quran in this masjid, and alhamdulillah, we're very grateful that he's here leading. Have a seat. Next, and also Hamza. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And also Hamza was also leading some of the salahs during the Qiyam, so we'd like to thank him. He's not here, but we also have a gift for him, so inshallah we'll hand it off to him. We have a few people that have served the community ever since this community was established. I'm just going to call out their names if they're here. We have lifetime awards for them. One of them is Brother Nafisur Rahman. Again, I think he's missing here today. Dr. Ali Imran Hashmi, he was one of the founders. Yeah. Okay. To Sister Mansura? Okay. All right. Sister Shimshad, इनको अभी नाम ना ले. अच्छा. पहले दूसरे देखिए. Okay. No, this is not it. It's got to be more. These are. No. Yeah, but they have more. How many? Yeah, we can. Let me मैं यूँ करता हूँ, announce कर देता हूँ. We don't need to give it right away. We say we'll give it to them. नहीं, राशि साहब को देना सकते हैं. Okay. ये बड़ी chaotic situation है. डब्बे लाके रखने से मैं सुन रहा हूँ.
किसी ने किए नहीं है।
कौन कौन से
इकट्ठे करके रखना था, जनाजे ये जस्ती किसी ने अभी कैसे देंगे ये
You should have put it out. ये कहते हैं ना, ये जो बड़े लोगों के ये दे देते
हाँ
हैं,
ये दो
बाकी बाद में उनको सबके नाम बुला देता हूँ। Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. So for Dr. Ali Imran Hashmi, Sister Shamshad, if you're here, I know his sister, Sister Mansoura is here, and she can collect his award on his behalf. So please, just give that to her. Oh, give it to, yeah. All right, thank you. Rashid Naik, he was the original contractor that built this masjid. If Rashid Naik is here, so inshallah, if you could come in and have your award too, please. And brother, yeah, he's here. I see him. Ihsanul Haq, if he's here. Ihsanul Haq is here? Oh, okay. Is Usman here?
A couple of things I just want to say about these people. We're recognizing them. It's not a reward or award. We just want to acknowledge our seniors. Let me start with Rashid Naik. He is one of the founder of this masjid. Actually, he was a builder of this masjid, and he didn't even he built this masjid, and also he built a lot of masajid in the area. So we have to acknowledge people like Rashid Naik who do a good community service. They donate with their money, their time. They take time away from their family and the children and help our society, our culture, Muslim culture. He didn't have to build these things, but he did that out of passion because he cared about our community. Next person, Dr. Late Ali Imran Hashmi. God bless his soul. I hope he's smiling up in the heavens, and he's the one who brought this community center together. And we cannot forget his services, what he did. He took a lot of time away from his family, his children, to build this community center. And he was pillar of our community. And this is our duty to acknowledge our elders who gave us a nice platform where we can pray and we can expose and we can represent our community in this country. So God bless his soul. And we cannot forget his services. Next person, late Ismail Bhura, who just passed away. We cannot forget his services. These are the people who took a lot of time. They went to each other's house. They called each other to put this masjid together. This masjid used to be in people's houses, at the rental places. Then these people were able, or those elders, were able to buy a small house on Hungerford. And the next logical step, they bought this land and built this building. So God bless all these people. I mean, we cannot thank them enough. when there will be history written for Connecticut Muslims, they will be there. So God bless all our elders. Next person, Dr. Mahmood Yakhta. We should be doing dua for him. He is a little fragile and sick. He is another member of our community who was part of original pioneer who built this masjid, this cultural center, so we can pray freely and comfortably. The next person I want to recognize, Ehsanul Haq. We should be doing dua for him. He is a little sick and he has a stroke, and also he just broke his 2 ribs, so he needs all our duas. He is a wonderful man who been involved in the community and did wonderful things for this community. I'm looking at a lot of faces here, a lot of people who help in many, many capacities, in many, many ways. Time, money, physical labor to the masjid, cleaning it up. God bless all of you. We cannot thank you guys enough. And not to mention these people I mentioned, they couldn't do it without their other halves. So we have to thank their other halves too, their wives and their children who let them take the time off and help the community. I'm looking at here, now I'm looking at few faces. Brother Khawar Altaf, his family, his wife, his children, everybody does great service. We can't thank them if just small certificate or plaque will not justify. But this is a token that we want to tell community that as a board member, we acknowledge and recognize their services. Salim Suleiman, Saleh Kishawar, Brother Sanaullah. There are a lot of people. I want to ask for forgiveness if I forget somebody's name, but you all did wonderful job. And lastly, I want to thank a few other people, Dr. Sameh, Bakr, Hamza, who led the Taraweeh this Ramadan. Then special thanks to, he's a helper, he's an employee, but he did a wonderful job this year. Amin, I don't know, he's a wonderful kid. Okay, now the last, I want to have special thanks for Sister Tazeen and her gang, Sister Shagufta, Jabeen, all those ladies, and Sister Samshad. They all helped very much. So God bless you all, and please forgive me if I didn't mention anybody's name, but we really want to thank you from bottom of our heart. Thank you very much. There are some plaques for different volunteers, and we'll give them individually because there are too many. So we'll give them after the Taraweeh. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, so just in the interest of time, I'm just going to read out the names of the people that helped and volunteered the masjid. We have plaques for each and everybody, so please feel free to pick them up either today or tomorrow, whenever you're able to. Volunteers for Eid last year, 2017, we have Shahir Hassan, Samir Chaudhry, Zaki Tabkirwala, Zach. Where's Zach? There's here. I know, Zach is here. Zaid Bura and Mujtaba Masood. Volunteers for Zakat, they're helping again this year and last year. Mahir Kanan, Raja Ridham, and Miguel Colon. I know Miguel is here, I've seen him. So Miguel, please feel free to collect your trophy and your plaque. For building, 2017, and this year and last year, we had Ali Sheikh, he's right here, I can see him. Amin, Asan, Saghir, Sadiq Lilaporia helping out with the graveyard, and Sahal Bura is also helping out with the graveyard. For events, we'd like to thank and recognize Farid Khan and his family. They're always usually here helping out, organizing, with Friday lunch and other events as well. For youth affairs, we'd like to recognize and thank Mariam Khan and Rana El-Azazi. They helped out with a bunch of the girls with their programs. For Iftar and Sahur for 2017, last year we have Mustafa Sachedina, Qasim Salaj, and Mustafa Omar who helped out. And for media, helping with this live telecast of that you see on Facebook and on YouTube, Gulzar Dalal, he helps out as well. So everybody that I read out their names, we have plaques here for you, inshallah. We'll give it to you afterwards. And now we can start off with the fundraising. We have Sheikh Suleiman Hani. I know he said it's not going to take more than a few minutes. And here you go.
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Alhamdulillah that we have made it to the month of Ramadan, and Alhamdulillah we made it to the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Alhamdulillahi thumma alhamdulillahi thumma alhamdulillah. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gave us life to make it to Ramadan and gave us life to make it to the last 10 nights. And now we are here on the 29th night of Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us, all of our dua and our fasting and our qiyam and our sadaqah and our manners and so on and so forth. Allahumma ameen. How many people here heard of the brother whose video went viral recently, the brother by the name of Ali Banat rahimahullah in Australia? How many people heard about him? So to recap very quickly, 3 years ago, this brother from Australia, he's a millionaire, he's doing very well. He was diagnosed with cancer. They told him, you have 2 months to live. And when he was given this terminal diagnosis, his entire life changed. This was his source of guidance. In fact, he referred to his cancer as a gift. And only a believer would do something like that or think in that manner. The brother started traveling around the world using his wealth to give back, to serve the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any opportunity he found to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he did. And those of you who watched the video, you know what I'm talking about. And those who did not, I urge you to watch his interview video from 3 years ago, as well as all the videos until this Ramadan. Now the brother did all of these projects, and 3 weeks ago, as Ramadan started, 3 years after the diagnosis, he passed away, rahimahullah. May Allah have mercy on him. Say Ameen. And may Allah have mercy on all of our brothers and sisters who passed away before. Say Ameen. In one of the interview videos, he has a brand new Ferrari Spider. A very nice car, mashallah. He has all these brand name watches and shades and shoes and clothes and so on and so forth. And the interviewer, the brother who's interviewing him, he says, how much is this Ferrari Spider worth to you now? Like, what does it mean to you? He said, Wallahi, the sandals on the feet of a child in Africa who does not have sandals is worth more to me, and it means more to me than this Ferrari Spider. And he meant it genuinely. The brother outlived his diagnosis by 3 years. But the result of that diagnosis was that he served Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a way he would not have before had he not received the diagnosis. Now, we might not have received a diagnosis from a doctor that we're going to pass away. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us all the diagnosis. Every one of us. Every human being from every walk of life, regardless of religion, culture, language, ethnicity. إِنَّكَ مَيِّتٌ وَإِنَّهُمْ مَيِّتُونَ كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ. We know the only guarantee in life is that we will depart from this life. It's a guarantee. The question is, what are we doing to prepare for what's after it? What are we doing to invest in what's after it? At-Tirmidhi reports that they asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who are the most beloved people to Allah? He said sallallahu alaihi wasallam, those with the best character. They asked, who are the most intelligent of people? He said, those who prepare for death and what comes after it. Have we prepared enough for what comes after death? The longer journey, the eternal life, the real life that we're looking forward to? May Allah make us amongst the people of Jannah. Say Ameen. Aisha radiallahu anha, it was authentically reported that she donated, she gave in charity, most of a lamb in charity as food, except for one part, the part that the Prophet ﷺ liked. And she told the Prophet, I gave away all of that and I kept this part. He said, no, ya Aisha, You kept all of that, and this is the part that you basically lost. Meaning what? What you invested in the next life is what you really kept. And what you kept in this life, it remains in this life. That brother, his videos went viral because his entire perspective changed, and he believed genuinely in his heart, I'm going to return to Allah at any moment. In Michigan, we have a brother in my community diagnosed with cancer. And when we went to visit him one day, he was crying. And he said, that hadith we hear before many of the prayers, that advice of the Prophet has never meant as much as it does to me today. I said, which one? He said, Salli salata muwaddi'in. The advice of the Prophet to the man, he said, when you stand for prayer, pray as if you are bidding farewell to this life. He said, Wallahi, every salah I pray, I think it's my last. I look at my only son and my wife, and I think that conversation might be my last. I go to sleep that night and I don't know if I'll wake up. I go to the masjid and I see an opportunity to serve somebody or open the door or smile, and I think this is my last chance. What if we applied this hadith to everything in life? How meaningful would our lives be? If you believe this is your last Ramadan and tonight is your last Taraweeh, how would you pray if you really believed it? How would you fast if you thought tomorrow was your last day to fast and there's no opportunity after this? How would you make dua tonight if you thought tonight is my last chance to make dua? Would you not beg Allah for forgiveness as sincerely as possible? How would you end a conversation with a loved one after an argument if you thought you would not see them again? Would you not rectify every conversation in every relationship? How would you give in charity if you thought this is my last chance? And so on and so forth. Every moment our hearts are beating is a chance for us to face the diagnosis that we are going to return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The one who has less regrets is the one who makes it a habit to take every opportunity as if it's their last. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us amongst those who, when we pass away and return to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, we return with no regrets. Say Ameen. My dear brothers and sisters, I don't need to remind you of the virtues of sadaqah, especially on a night like this. This is not just the 29th of Ramadan, a very likely candidate for Laylatul Qadr. This is not just the month of Ramadan, and this is not just amongst the last 10 nights with all of its multiplied rewards and virtues. We're also going to be making dua tonight. And as you know, from the time of the companions, they used to give in charity when they wanted a dua, especially wanted a dua to be accepted. Whether that dua is for shifa, or that dua is for success, or for relief, or for your children, or for your marriage, or for your job, or for something else. When you give for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, only for His sake and no one else, you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of you because He promised that. He promised that. I'm not promising you that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in the Quran, وَمَا أَنفَقْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَهُوَ يُخْلِفُهُ. Whatever you spend in His cause, He will replace it. The scholars say Allah will not just replace what you give, He will multiply it. We had a sister in Michigan less than 3 weeks ago. A single mother with 3 children. Her husband died a year ago. May Allah have mercy on him. She said, I've been looking for a decent job because she has the credentials for over a year. I've been making dua all the time like I've never made dua before. On a Friday night in the masjid in this Ramadan, she gave $50 in charity, and some of you might not think $50 is a big deal. And Monday morning, and I'll tell you why. Monday morning, she gets a call for a job interview. She goes in, she gets a job that's better than her 2 minimum wage jobs, and she's happy and she's crying. She comes to the masjid Monday night. She says, Wallahi, that $50 that I gave was my last $50. And I know that this door opened up because I did something sincerely for His sake. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not disappoint. Think about all the blessings in your life and know that every blessing is because of a previous charity that you gave, because of a previous sincere deed that you did. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us sincere day and night. We have made it as far as we can make it in the month of Ramadan. Perhaps this is the last night of Ramadan, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from us on this night. My dear brothers and sisters, you have these forms in front of you, the brochures in front of you. This campaign and this support is for your masjid, your community. And I can give you 20, 30, 50 reasons to give tonight, but I only need to give you 3. The first is that this is a continuous charity. And if you're somebody who's looking for the hereafter, you're looking for every opportunity to increase your continuous charity, because once you die, there's no chance to do good deeds. This, as the Sahaba would say, this is the time for us to do good deeds, but there's no accountability. There's no hisab. Whereas tomorrow is the day of accountability, but there's no opportunity to do good deeds. Take the opportunity for continuous charity, especially with the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second, give knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala multiplies the rewards in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Not just all of Ramadan, but especially the most blessed nights of the year. And we are here on an odd night. If it ends up being Laylatul Qadr, the reward is multiplied beyond our imagination. And number three, give in proportion to how much you trust that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace it. Because I will tell you from my limited experience, for the last 3 Ramadans, traveling from state to state and hearing stories from everyone in this community and around the world. When you think about the idea of giving for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and hearing from people what came about as a result, wallahi, we would not hesitate. The more you trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the quicker we are with giving. And ask yourself, if you ever hesitate, deep down, what is my motivation or what is my fear? Because we all have our motivations, we all have our fears, we all have our circumstances. Ask yourself, because everyone differs. And if you feel like the reason you cannot give in charity is because you fear loss, then ask yourself how much you trust Allah's statement that He will replace it. And the Prophet ﷺ, the blessed, who said, charity does not decrease your wealth. I have heard stories and I have seen people first-hand, first-person stories whose wealth was multiplied, who were given shifa after years of not finding any healing. People whose dua was accepted in ways they never imagined. People whose doors of blessings opened for them. These are promises from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not from me. And so I ask you tonight to open your heart to this opportunity to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this continuous charity, for this multiplied reward, and for this opportunity to have your dua accepted, especially as we are going to make lengthy dua tonight, inshallah. And on that note, can we get, inshallah, a first-hand racing to good deeds, a first-hand to sponsor and support this project for $15,000, inshallah? Can we get a first hand for $15,000, inshallah? And you can do payments as a monthly installment, inshallah. Can we get a first hand, inshallah, to open the door of khair, and perhaps many will follow in your footsteps? Can we get a first hand, inshallah, for $15,000? A first hand for $15,000. Trust in the promise of Allah. When you give, He will multiply. When you give, you don't lose anything. Can we get a first hand to open the door of khair? And if you're somebody who's shy and you like to write down but you don't like to raise your hand, I urge you just tonight to try to raise your hand. Why? Because it will perhaps motivate others and encourage others, and that will be in your scale of deeds as well. Can we get a first hand, inshallah?
We have a group of brothers with $35,000.
Allahu Akbar. Takbir. We have a group of brothers who pledged $35,000. Jazakumullah khair. Make dua for them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from them and grant them the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. Ameen is free, never hesitate with Ameen. Can we get at least a hand for $15,000, inshallah? A hand for $15,000, you can split it into payments, inshallah. Consider this one of the last opportunities, wallahu a'lam. We might not make it to next Ramadan. We might not make it to tomorrow or next week. Can we get at least one hand, inshallah, for $15,000? One hand, inshallah, for $15,000. One hand to open the door of khair and motivate others to start, inshallah. A first hand for $15,000. Everyone's looking at each other. You might open the door of khair for so many blessings in your life. Can we get a first hand, inshallah, for $15,000? A first hand, brothers or sisters, for $15,000, inshallah. Khair, inshallah. I know many people are shy and they don't like to raise their hands, and I'm seeing this everywhere I go. Can we get at least a hand for $10,000, inshallah? A hand for $10,000, and you can basically divide it up into payments. Can we get a hand for $10,000, inshallah? Remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ibn Adam, anfiq unfiq alayk. Spend for my cause, I will spend on you. Spend on behalf of your parents if they have passed away or they are alive. Spend on behalf of the dua that you're going to make tonight. Can we get a hand for $10,000, inshallah? One hand to open the door for $10,000, inshallah. One hand trusting in the promise of Allah, He will replace it. We had a brother in Michigan. Some of you know him personally and you have heard his story because it went viral. He's a businessman. He has many businesses, mashallah. May Allah put barakah in them. At a fundraising event, they started off with $10,000. And he raised his hand for $50,000 and everyone was shocked. We said, why? What motivated you? He said, I might not be the most religious person. I don't go to the masjid often. I know I slack off with many things. But this ayah is in the Quran, and Allah is telling us this, and I don't know why I should hesitate. If Allah will replace it, what am I worried about? I said, that's true, but that's not how fundraising events go. He said, I have no hesitation. And this is his strength. He might not excel, and some people even judge him by his looks. He might not excel when it comes to other aspects of worship. But he said, I do not hesitate when it comes to this. He called me 2 months after he pledged the $50,000. And I'm telling you this firsthand so that you know how serious this is. He said, Sulaiman, I want to share something with you because I know it will help many other people. I said, what's going on? He said, that pledge that I gave for 50,000, do you remember? I said, of course, who can forget? We were all sitting at this table and everyone started off with 10,000 and he raised his hand for 50. Nobody forgot. He said, my businesses in the last 2 months, which had been stagnant for the last few years, I've made more than $500,000 in profits, and wallahi, it's because of the pledge that I gave. That's even monthly. He didn't even give all the 50,000 yet. Do you know what he does now? He's mashallah doing well. What he does now is he's looking for opportunities to give. He's looking for opportunities to donate, to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because he's seen it firsthand. Trust in the promise of Allah. When you give, you don't lose anything. You do not lose anything at all. Can we get a first hand to open the door for 10,000 inshallah? We had the brothers who donate 35,000. May Allah bless them and their wealth and their health. Say Ameen. Can we get a hand for 10,000 inshallah? A hand for 10,000 or 2 to share the 10,000 inshallah? Can we get a hand for 10,000 or 2 to share the 10,000 inshallah? Trust in the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't hesitate on this night. Trust in the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A hand for 10,000 or 2 to share the 10,000 inshallah. Can we get a first hand to open the door? A first hand to open the door inshallah. A first hand to open the door of khair. You might motivate others after you. We have made it to the 29th night. This is as far as we can get this Ramadan. Can we get a hand to open the door for 10,000 inshallah? The opportunity is dwindling and the time is dwindling as well. By the way, I am timing myself, so don't worry. I'm not holding you hostage. I don't do that. Can we get inshallah one hand to open the door for 10,000? Trust in the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you give, you don't lose. When you give, He will replace. Trust in His promise. Ya ibn Adam, anfiq alayk. Khair inshallah. Can we get 2 hands together to do the 10,000 inshallah? So 5,000 each. 5,000 for the entire year. You can split it up into payments inshallah. Can we get 2 hands, brothers or sisters, for $5,000 inshallah? Take this opportunity. We have made it to the 29th night. If it ends up being Laylatul Qadr, it's multiplied beyond our imagination. Can we get a hand for 5,000 inshallah? Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept from you and grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. Can we get a second hand inshallah for 5,000 to pair up with the first? Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept from you and grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. Can we get a third hand for 5,000 inshallah? A third hand for 5,000 for the entire year inshallah. A third hand, let's keep the momentum going inshallah. Don't hesitate. The shaitan wants us to think we're going into poverty, but I promise you, as Allah promised you, nobody becomes poor while giving in charity for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can we get a third hand for 5,000 inshallah? A third hand for 5,000 inshallah. A third hand for 5,000 inshallah. Trust in His promise. Trust in His promise. He will replace. A third hand for 5,000 inshallah. A third hand for 5,000 inshallah. Pledge form for the second house, the brother over here, the young brother over here, inshallah. Can we get a third hand for 5,000? A third hand, you can split up into payments. Don't hesitate when you're dealing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This night might be our last night. We don't know if we'll make it till tomorrow. Take every opportunity Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you. Can we get a third hand for 5,000 inshallah? Jazakumullah khairan. May Allah accept from you and grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. Can we get a fourth hand for 5,000, brothers or sisters? Again, if you raise your hand, you might motivate others and you will get more rewards inshallah. A fourth hand for 5,000 inshallah. A fourth hand for 5,000, you can split it up inshallah into payments. Trust in His promise. Trust in His promise. Trust in His promise. We have made it as far as we can make it in Ramadan. Many times, subconsciously, we procrastinate a lot of good, thinking, I'm waiting for Hajj, I'm waiting for Umrah, I'm waiting for Ramadan. We have made it through all of Ramadan. This is perhaps the last night, wallahu a'lam. So trust in His promise and raise for the highest levels of Jannah. Strive as much as you can. A fourth hand for 5,000 inshallah. A fourth hand for 5,000 inshallah. A fourth hand for 5,000 inshallah. Trust in His promise, He will replace. Can we get a fourth hand for 5,000 inshallah? A fourth hand, trust in the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some of you perhaps remember last year I mentioned to you, the medical school student in Michigan, Canton, Michigan, he pledged $10,000 and an uncle in the community saw him and he was shocked at the dinner, at the event. He said, "What are you doing pledging? You have like $100,000 in debt." He said, "Yeah, but I really trust in the promise of Allah." This is someone we know personally. A med school student pledging $10,000, and any college student here, you know how broke we all are. $10,000 pledge, he doesn't know where the money's coming from. So the uncle is talking to him, he's like, "Where are you going to get the money then? You're not being realistic." He's like, "I will figure it out. I'll raise funds, I'll go online, I'll talk to people. I really trust that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help me because of this." Do you know what that uncle did? He said, "I'll pay off the rest of your tuition. And also I know," because he knows the family, "I know you don't have a car, I have an extra car we were going to sell, the car is yours." And the guy started crying. He's like, "Why?" He's like, "Why wouldn't you, for example, why would you not give this to me before I pledged $10,000? He said, "Something about what you did tonight softened my heart. And I know that me helping you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of me." You don't know where the barakah will come from. Don't hesitate when you're dealing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can we get a fourth hand for 5,000 inshallah? A fourth hand for 5,000 inshallah. A fourth and last hand for 5,000 inshallah. The last opportunity, jazakumullah khair, may Allah accept from you and grant you the best of both worlds. Say ameen. Can we get a fifth hand inshallah? Because it's open for the sister side. And I know perhaps some people don't like to raise their hands. A fifth hand inshallah. A fifth hand inshallah. The question always comes up, are wives allowed to use their husband's bank accounts for sadaqah? I'm not answering the question. It's a rhetorical question. You can answer it inshallah if you raise your hand. I'm kidding. Everyone's like, "What are you doing?" Can we get a fifth hand inshallah for $5,000? It was just a joke. Can we get a fifth hand? Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept from you and grant you the best of both worlds. Say ameen. Can we get a sixth hand for 5,000 inshallah? A sixth hand inshallah for 5,000. Brothers or sisters, race. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Sabiqu wa sari'u," race to Jannah. The one who races does not hesitate. Can we get a sixth hand inshallah for 5,000? A sixth hand inshallah for 5,000. Trust in His promise. We're going to be making a lot of dua tonight. And the more we give, the more likely our dua is accepted and the quicker it's accepted. Can we get a sixth hand inshallah for 5,000? A sixth hand for 5,000 inshallah. A sixth hand for 5,000 inshallah. Brothers or sister side? Khair inshallah. Let's move down to 2,500 and get as many hands as possible inshallah.
I have one.
The first 2,500. Takbir. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from them and grant them the best of both worlds. We have already the first hand for 2,500. Can we get the second hand for 2,500 inshallah? The second hand for 2,500, you can split it up over the year. That's $200 a month. $200 a month, it might be our last opportunity on the 29th of Ramadan. It's multiplied more than any other time of the year, wallahu a'lam. Can we get a second hand? 2,500 inshallah. 2,500 inshallah. A second hand. A second hand for 2,500 inshallah. Trust in His promise, He will replace. He will take care of you. He will multiply. A second hand for 2,500 inshallah. And if you've already pledged in private and you want to raise your hand to motivate others, do so inshallah. Can we get a second hand for 2,500? A second hand for 2,500 inshallah. 2,500, trust in His promise. Jazakallah khairan. May Allah accept from you and grant you the best of both worlds. Say ameen. A third hand for 2,500 inshallah. A third hand, don't hesitate when you deal with Allah. Race to Jannah, race to acceptance. A third hand for 2,500 inshallah. A third hand, 2,500 inshallah. Third hand for 2,500 inshallah. And it could be a group of people together. I'll give you an example. A brother in our community, in the event, started texting a group of friends, and they all agreed, it was about $2,000, they all agreed, let's all put in $100 or $200 and we'll cover it together. And this is what they did, mashallah. Yes, so if anyone basically pledged 5,000 or 2,500, do raise your hand so the volunteers can find you, inshallah. Can we get a third hand for 2,500, inshallah? You or a group of friends or your family, you can text your WhatsApp group and say, let's all give in $100. Tonight is the 29th night. Can we get a third hand for 2,500, inshallah? A third hand for 2,500, inshallah. A third hand for 2,500 inshallah, it's $200 a month. Raise to Jannah, raise to His forgiveness, raise to acceptance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can we get a third hand inshallah for 2,500? We need at least a third hand inshallah. I know somebody here wants to pledge 2,500. Take the opportunity Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you. Take the opportunity Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you. A third hand for 2,500 inshallah. A third hand inshallah for 2,500. A third hand for 2,500 inshallah. Trust in His promise. We have made it to the 29th night. Can we get a third hand inshallah? A third hand so we can move on. There's a third hand there. Jazakumullah khairan. May Allah accept from you, grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. Can we get a fourth hand inshallah for 2,500? $200 a month. $200 a month for some people might not be that big of a deal. In the sight of Allah it might be huge. Jazakumullah khairah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from you, grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. Can we get a fourth hand inshallah for 2,500? A fourth hand for 2,500. A fourth hand, brothers or sisters, 2,500 inshallah. A fourth hand. So we can get to inshallah the 1,000s and we can get to salah inshallah. A fourth hand for 2,500. Raise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's acceptance. Don't hesitate when you deal with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He fulfills His promise every single time. Can we get a fourth hand inshallah for 2,500? A fourth and last hand for 2,500. This is the last call for 2,500 inshallah. The last call for 2,500 inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala soften our hearts and make our focus the hereafter. What you invest in the next life is with you eternally. And what you keep in this world remains in this world. Can we get the last hand for 2,500 inshallah? The last hand to invest in the next life for 2,500 inshallah. Khair inshallah. We're going to move down to 1,000 and we want as many hands as possible inshallah. Can we get as many hands as possible for just $1,000 inshallah? In the sight of Allah it might make all the difference. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept from you, grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. Can we get a second hand? $1,000 inshallah. $1,000 you can split it up monthly inshallah. $1,000 inshallah. And if any youngsters raise their hands and your parents don't know, your parents are going to have to fulfill the pledge inshallah. And that's your college tuition. Can we get a second hand for 1,000 inshallah? A second hand for 1,000 inshallah. $1,000, split it up into payments. Can we get a second hand quickly inshallah for 1,000? A second hand for 1,000 inshallah. So there are two who already gave 1,000. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept and grant you the best of both worlds. Jazakumullahu khairan. And another for 5,000. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept and grant them the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. Jazakumullah khairan. Can we get that's a fourth hand now for 1,000. A fourth hand for 1,000 inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. May Allah accept from you, grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. Say Ameen to these dua like you really mean it. Can we get a fifth hand for $1,000 inshallah? Very quickly inshallah. A fifth hand for 1,000 inshallah. A fifth hand for 1,000, that's less than $100 a month. We've made it to the 29th nights. Let's not hesitate when dealing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you believe Allah's promise that you're not losing anything, then what's holding us back? Can we get a hand, a fifth hand for 1,000 inshallah? A fifth hand for 1,000 inshallah. A fifth hand for 1,000 inshallah. Trust in His promise, He will replace. He will multiply. He will accept. A fifth hand inshallah for 1,000. Less than $100 a month. Another private donation for $1,000. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from them and grant them the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. A sixth hand for 1,000 inshallah. A sixth hand for 1,000 inshallah. Less than $100 a month might make all the difference on the day of judgment. Can we get a sixth hand inshallah for $1,000? A sixth hand for $1,000 inshallah. Anfiq unfiq alayk. Allah is taking care of you. Allah is multiplying. Allah is replacing. Can we get a sixth hand inshallah for 1,000? I'll tell you something funny. A few days ago, somebody raised his hand, and I said, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept you. And he's like, no, I was stretching. And everyone started laughing. And then he started laughing as well. He's like, you know what? I'm going to give the $1,000. Like, subhanAllah, he accidentally stretched. I called on him. I felt bad. But he then ended up donating, mashallah. So if I call on you for stretching, I apologize in advance. Maybe it will soften our hearts, inshallah. Can we get a sixth hand for 1,000, inshallah? A sixth hand for 1,000, inshallah. A sixth hand inshallah. Jazakallahu khairan. May Allah accept from you, grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. Seventh hand inshallah for 1,000. A seventh hand, we'll end it at 10 inshallah. Can we get the last few hands? Jazakallahu khairan. May Allah accept from you, grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. An eighth hand for 1,000 inshallah. An eighth hand for 1,000 inshallah as we round up the last three. An eighth hand for 1,000 inshallah. Raise to Jannah, not walk, raise to Jannah. Allah will multiply, Allah will replace. Can we get an eighth hand inshallah? An eighth hand for 1,000 inshallah. Less than $100 a month. 29th night of Ramadan. What if we did not make it till tomorrow? There's a brother in Tampa, Florida, 2 years ago, sponsored 2 orphans. And he literally took all the cash that he had, I think it was $60, And he sponsored these 2 orphans, and he passed away in the month of Ramadan that week. May Allah have mercy on him. Say Ameen. His family found out that he sponsored these 2 orphans for just a month, $30 each. And they said, we want to sponsor them until they're old enough to work and take care of themselves. However, a question came up. This is the question, listen to this. Do you get more reward for charity that you give while you're alive, or charity that others give on your behalf after you've passed away? And there's no doubt whatsoever. Not just the difference between the one who's living and the one who passed away, but the one who's living and the one who's on their deathbed. The Prophet ﷺ informed us that the reward for charity, for the one who gives when it's more difficult and they do not fear death at that moment, is much greater than the one who's on their deathbed. Why? When you think you're going to die, you can give all your wealth in charity. But if you think you're going to live for another 5, 10, 50 years, then it becomes more of a test and a trust in the promise of Allah. The reward is greater when you're not fearing death at that moment. Can we get an 8th hand inshallah for 1,000? An 8th hand for 1,000 inshallah. And if there are any private ones, let us know inshallah, so we'll reach the 10 and move on. An 8th hand for 1,000 inshallah, brothers or sisters side. An 8th hand inshallah for 1,000. An 8th hand inshallah. And again, I know some of you like to really give in private. You don't know who you might motivate. Wallahu alam. Is that an 8th hand? Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept from them and grant them the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. A 9th hand. 9 and 10 inshallah. 9th hand inshallah for 1,000. A 9th hand for 1,000 inshallah. And don't worry, I am sticking to the time that I was given. A 9th hand inshallah for 1,000. A 9th hand as we round up. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept from you, grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. And the 10th hand inshallah for 1,000. I know somebody was waiting for number 10. It's a nice even number. Can we get the 10th and last hand for 1,000 inshallah? The 10th and last hand before we move on inshallah. The 10th and last hand for 1,000 inshallah. The 10th and last hand for 1,000 before we move on inshallah. The last hand for 1,000 inshallah. Race for the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Race to the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you deal with Him, it's not like dealing with the creation. Can we get the last hand inshallah for 1,000? The last hand inshallah for 1,000? The last opportunity for 1,000 inshallah. Over there. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept from you, grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. The last thing we want to do inshallah, can we get as many hands as possible for just $500? We're not going to go any lower or any higher. As many hands as possible just for $500 inshallah. We have made it to the 29th night and we are praying here in the masjid and using the facility. It's part actually of the right of the community upon us that we're giving back to our own community. So can we get as many hands as possible for $500 inshallah? At least 10 quick hands inshallah. For $500, can we get as many hands as possible inshallah? As many hands as possible for $500 inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept from you, grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. That was on the sister side. Can we get on the brother side as well? Or sisters? A second hand inshallah for $500. $500 in the sight of Allah might make all the difference for us. A second hand inshallah for $500. $500. $500. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept from them, grant them the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. Number 3 for $500 inshallah. A third hand for $500 inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept from you and grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. Credit cards options available inshallah. I know some people like to get points and miles. You have credit card option here inshallah. Can we get a fourth hand for $500 inshallah? A fourth hand for $500 inshallah. A fourth hand very quickly for $500 inshallah. As we round up, this is the last increment inshallah. A fourth hand for $500 inshallah. A fourth hand might make the difference in our dua being accepted. We've made it this far. Let's push ourselves just a little more inshallah. A fourth hand. A fourth hand for $500 inshallah. It's less than $50 a month. A fourth hand inshallah. $500. Trust in the promise of Allah. He will replace. Allah will take care of you. Allah will multiply your reward and your deeds and your wealth. A fourth hand for $500 on behalf of your parents if they've passed away. Especially on this night. Can we get a fourth hand inshallah? A fourth hand for $500 inshallah. Trust in the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Trust in the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not my promise, it's His. Can we get a fourth hand inshallah for $500? There's a brother in Michigan, in one event raised his hand 4 times, and I didn't know why. Raised his hand for 4 different increments. Afterwards, he came up to me, it was a dinner. He came up to me and he said, do you know why I kept raising my hand? I said, I'm really curious. I don't want to, invade your privacy, but I'm really curious. He said, every time I lowered my hand after raising it, I thought of another blessing I had in my life or my children or my work, something that had been good for me and I did not realize until now, it was for a charity that I had given right before it. And every time you call out another increment, I thought of another blessing of Allah. The brother gave 4 times in one event, Allahu Akbar. That was his trust in the promise of Allah. That was last year. This year, he's doing the same thing. He came back to that same event. He raised his hand multiple times. May Allah accept from him and from all of us here. Say Ameen. Can we get a 4th hand for 500? Brother Anis, you're needed over there. A 4th hand for 500, inshallah. A 4th hand for 500, inshallah. This is the last increment, and then we're going to end it here, inshallah. A 4th hand for 500. Let's at least get to 5 hands, inshallah. Anybody want to do the 4th hand for $500, inshallah? 4th hand, raised to the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A 4th and 5th hand, and we'll end it there, inshallah. A 4th and 5th hand. If you've already pledged in private and you want to raise your hand to cover it, you can do so, inshallah. Can we get a 4th hand, inshallah, for $500? A 4th hand for $500, inshallah. I know someone is on the fence. Someone is hesitating. Someone here wants to give, and they worry perhaps. They think they might need it, or they might lose it, or something might happen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises these promises. They're not just vague words we recite in salah. We have to believe in what we're reciting. Can we get a 4th hand for 500, inshallah? A 4th hand, inshallah, for 500. Trust in the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can we get a 4th hand for $500, inshallah? A 4th hand for $500, inshallah? Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept from them and grant them the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. And the very last hand for 500, inshallah. The very last hand for $500, inshallah. Who wants to close off the night? Who wants to end it here on a high note, inshallah? The last hand for $500, inshallah. Brothers or sisters, the last hand for $500, inshallah. The last opportunity before we start salah. Can we get one more hand, inshallah, for 500? One last hand to close off the night. Khitamuhu misk. Over there, Jazakumullah khairan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from you, grant you the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from everyone on this night. Say Ameen. May Allah accept our dua and every sadaqah that we give, even if it's $100, $50, $1. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put barakah in our wealth, in our health, in our dua. Allahu Akbar. Jazakumullah khairan. Takbir. The first 35,000 that was given by a group was matched by somebody else. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from the brother and grant him the best of both worlds. Say Ameen. So that 35,000 was matched, alhamdulillah. If anybody wants to give anything at all, take advantage before we pray to pledge it or to intend it or to write it, because we're going to be making dua. And you want as many reasons as possible for your dua to be accepted as quickly as possible, inshaAllah. Again, we're done with the increment, but I urge you, as your brother in Islam, I urge you, when Allah puts you in a situation, in an environment to do something good, be amongst those who take His signs and His opportunities, because we don't know which one will be our last. We ask Allah to accept from all of us, to forgive all of us, to grant us all the highest levels of Jannah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to die while He is pleased with us. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put barakah in everyone's wealth and health and family. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us for our sins and to reunite us with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the highest levels of paradise. Jazakumullah khairan for your time and your support. And again, take advantage of tonight with dua, as much dua as you can, for yourself, for your family, for your brothers and sisters all around the world. Make as much dua as you can, and may Allah accept from you. Jazakumullah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
شاء الله. Is Sheikh not going to give a lecture? Is he? No? Yeah,
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So total collection tonight was $140,000. 140,000.
Inshallah, get ready. استووا استقيموا استووا. There's a sajda in the second rak'ah. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله. والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث. بسم الله. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. بسم الله. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم
صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربك الرجعى أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى أرأيت إن كان على الهدى أو أمر بالتقوى أرأيت إن كذب وتولى ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا بالناصية ناصية كاذبة خاطئة فليدع ناديه سندع الزبانية كلا لا تطعه واسجد واقترب. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله. لم يكن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين منفكين حتى تأتيهم البينة رسول من الله يتلو صحفا مطهرة فيها كتب قيمة وما تفرق الذين أوتوا الكتاب إلا من بعد ما جاءتهم البينة وما أمروا إلا ليعبدوا الله مخلصين له الدين حنفاء ويقيموا الصلاة ويؤتوا الزكاة وذلك دين القيمة إن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين في نار جهنم خالدين فيها أولئك هم شر البرية إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك هم خير البرية جزاؤهم عند ربهم جنات عدن تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه ذلك لمن خشي ربه. بسم الله. إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها وقال الإنسان ما لها يومئذ تحدث أخبارها بأن ربك أوحى لها يومئذ يصدر الناس أشتاتا ليروا أعمالهم فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره. بسم الله. والعاديات ضبحا فالموريات قدحا فالمغيرات صبحا فأثرن به نقعا فوسطن به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنود وإنه على ذلك لشهيد وإنه لحب الخير لشديد أفلا يعلم إذا بعثر ما في القبور وحصل ما في الصدور إن ربهم بهم يومئذ لخبير. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله. القارعة ما القارعة وما أدراك ما القارعة يوم يكون الناس كالفراش المبثوث وتكون الجبال كالعهن المنفوش فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية وما أدراك ما هي نار حامية. بسم الله. ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم. بسم الله. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام علينا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. بسم الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله. ويل لكل همزة لمزة الذي جمع مالا وعدده يحسب أن ماله أخلده كلا كلا لينبذن في الحطمة وما أدراك ما الحطمة نار الله الموقدة التي تطلع على الأفئدة إنها عليهم مؤصدة في عمد ممددة. بسم الله. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول. بسم الله. لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. بسم الله. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدعو اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون. بسم الله. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. بسم الله. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا. تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب سيصلى نارا ذات لهب وامرأته حمالة كالحطب في جيدها حبل من مسد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. بسم الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. بسم الله. ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. استغفر الله. بسم الله. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. بسم الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. صدق الله العظيم. صدق الله الذي لا إله إلا هو خالق الأكوان. سبحان من جعل السماء سقفا مبنيا وجعل لها الأرض ذلولا وفراشا ومهادا. سبحان العلي العظيم. سبحان الرؤوف الرحيم. سبحان رب العالمين. سبحان رب الأرباب. سبحان خالق خلقه من تراب. سبحان الملك الوهاب. سبحان الغفور الوهاب. سبحان العظيم التواب. اللهم لك الحمد أنت قيوم السماوات والأرض ومن فيهن ولك الحمد لك ملك السماوات والأرض ومن فيهن ولك الحمد أنت نور السماوات والأرض ومن فيهن ولك الحمد أنت ملك السماوات والأرض ولك الحمد أنت الحق ووعدك حق ولقاؤك حق وقولك حق والجنة حق والنار حق والنبيون حق ومحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم حق. وبك خاصمت وإليك حاكمت فاغفر لنا ما قدمت وما أخرت وما أسررت وما أعلنت أنت المقدم وأنت المؤخر لا إله إلا أنت. اللهم إنا نسألك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أو أنزلته في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك أن تجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا ونور صدورنا وجلاء أحزاننا وذهاب همومنا وغمومنا وسائقنا ودليلنا إليك وإلى جناتك جنات النعيم. اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا ووفقنا لتلاوته والعمل به آناء الليل وأطراف النهار على الوجه الذي يرضيك عنا. اللهم اجعلنا ممن يرتل حروفه ويقيم حدوده ولا تجعلنا ممن يرتل حروفه ويضيع حدوده. اللهم اجعل القرآن العظيم لقلوبنا ضياء. اللهم اجعله لأبصارنا ضياء ولأسقامنا دواء ولقلوبنا شفاء ولقلوبنا شفاء ولذنوبنا ممحصا وعن النار مخلصا وعن النار مخلصا وفي القبر مؤنسا وعند الصراط نورا وإلى الجنة رفيقا وبيننا وبين النار حجابا وسترا واجعله شاهدا لنا لا علينا. اللهم اجعلنا ممن يقرأ القرآن فيرقى ولا تجعلنا ممن يقرأ القرآن فيشقى. اللهم ما قسمت في هذه الليلة الشريفة من خير وبركة وصحة وعافية وسعادة وسعة رزق فاجعل لنا منه أوفر الحظ والنصيب. اللهم ما أنزلت في هذه الليلة المباركة من سوء وبلاء وشر وفتنة فاصرفه عنا واصرفنا عنه واجعلنا من الناجين يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت. سبحانك تقضي ولا يقضى عليك إليك إنه لا يذل من واليت ولا يعز من عاديت تباركت ربنا وتعاليت فلك الحمد يا الله على ما قضيت ولك الشكر على ما أنعمت به علينا وأوليت نستغفرك يا ربنا من جميع الذنوب والخطايا ونتوب إليك اللهم أحسن عاقبتنا في الأمور كلها وأجرنا من خزي الدنيا وعذاب الآخرة يا حنان يا الله يا منان يا ذا الجلال والإكرام اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيتك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا ومتعنا اللهم بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا أبدا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا على من عادانا ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا ميتا إلا رحمته ولا دعاء إلا استجبته يا الله يا رب العالمين اللهم اغفر لنا اللهم اغفر لنا ولوالدينا وارحمهما كما ربونا صغارا اللهم فرج هم المهمومين من المسلمين ونفس كرب المكروبين وقض الدين عن المدينين واشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين اللهم ارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات اللهم اغفر لجميع موتى المسلمين الذين شهدوا لك بالوحدانية ولنبيك بالرسالة وماتوا على ذلك اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافهم واعف عنهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم وغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس وجازهم بالحسنات إحسانا وبالسيئات عفوا وغفرانا حتى يكونوا في بطون الألحاد مطمئنين وعند قيام الأشهاد آمنين وإلى أعلى جناتك سابقين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداءك أعداء الدين اللهم انصر المسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم أنقذ المستضعفين في كل مكان. اللهم أنقذ المستضعفين في غزة. اللهم كن لهم عونا ونصيرا. اللهم عليك باليهود الظالمين. اللهم منزل الكتاب مجري السحاب هازم الأحزاب اهزمهم وزلزلهم. اللهم أرنا فيهم عجائب قدرتك. اللهم أنقذ المستضعفين في اليمن وفي سوريا وفي أفغانستان وفي الصومال وفي بورما وفي كل مكان. اللهم إن إخواننا حفاة فأحملهم وضعفاء فقوهم وجياع فأطعمهم ومظلومون فانصرهم يا ناصر المستضعفين يا ناصر المستضعفين يا ناصر المستضعفين. اللهم اهزم أعداء الإسلام والمسلمين في كل مكان وخذهم أخذ عزيز مقتدر يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم أصلح شباب المسلمين. اللهم أصلح شباب المسلمين. اللهم أصلح نساء المسلمين. اللهم أصلح نساء المسلمين. يا أرحم الراحمين يا أجود الأجودين يا أكرم الأكرمين يا عظيم المن يا كريم الصف يا حسن التجاوز يا من ستر القبيح وأظهر الحسن يا من لا يؤاخذ بالجريرة يا باسط اليدين بالعطايا يا باسط اليدين بالعطايا اعطنا سؤلنا وأجب دعاءنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وأعتق رقابنا من النار. اللهم أعتق رقابنا من النار. اللهم أعتق رقابنا ورقاب آبائنا وأمهاتنا وأزواجنا وذرياتنا وأقاربنا وذوي رحيمنا ومن أوصانا بالدعاء ومن أوصيناه بالدعاء ومن أحببناه فيك ومن أحبنا فيك من النار. اللهم أعتق رقابنا من النار. اللهم أعتق رقاب المسلمين من النار. اللهم أجرنا من عذاب النار وعذاب القبر وعذاب الحشر. اللهم إنا نسألك الجنة وما قرب إليها من قول وعمل ونعوذ بك من النار وما قرب إليها من قول وعمل. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. واعف عنا واغفر لنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا. ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم تقبل صيامنا وقيامنا وصلاتنا. اللهم تقبل ركوعنا وسجودنا. اللهم تقبل دعاءنا. اللهم اجعلنا ممن صام رمضان وقامه إيمانا واحتسابا، واجعلنا ممن قام ليلة القدر إيمانا واحتسابا، واختم لنا شهر رمضان برضوانك يا أرحم الراحمين يا الله. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم، وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون، وسلام على المرسلين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. وصل اللهم وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Allahu Akbar.